welcome back YouTubers to V8 Mark and part 3 of the Cobra build. So this episode I'm fitting the Tilton hydraulic release bearing, and I'm also, I fit the bell housing and the transmission itself, but that's really just putting some bolts in once everything's lined up. So yeah, the main thing is the hydraulic release bearing. There's a wee bit of maths going on, so if you're a geek like me then you'll love that. So yeah, let's go. So here, of the new thing. I've already fitted my clutch and I got a new engine stand because that one there, the bits at the back were bolting on to this face. So I had to buy this this other one here. It's quite snazzy actually. It's only held on with the engine mounts, but the way it's kind of triangulated there, it seems to hold the weight quite well. This is the bell housing here. It's a Lakewood LK 4000 or might be a 5000 series. Quite a nice bit of kit, I've got to say. So yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, so what I found out is I put these bolts in, so they're all fine, until you get to these ones, and even the smaller flanged bolts is fouling the bell housing here when I'm trying to tighten them up. So these ones are alright because I've got plenty of space, but these ones I'm struggling to get a spanner on, which makes me realise that I need different bolts. I need probably socket head bolts, and I didn't just want to put one in here and one in there because I'm a bit of a freak when it comes to stuff matching. So I think what I'm going to have to do is go out, nip out to Screwfix or B&Q and buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 2, 4, probably a pack of 10 socket heads, and I think these are M8s, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I think I'm making some progress. Believe it or not, I've actually had to convert my brain to inches because it's much easier than doing it in millimetres. Well, certainly for this anyway. So this is what I've done. I put a straight edge over the bell housing, measured to the clutch forks, and I got exactly 3.2 inches. I then took off the thickness of the straight edge, which is my wee ruler here, which is 0.04 inches. So that gives me 3.16 is the actual measurement from the face of the bell housing where this is going to mount to the forks on the clutch. Now, the instructions say subtract 0.125 inches to give clearance. So because the bearing's self-adjusting, but it needs that initial clearance before you start using it. So I subtracted 0.125 from 316, and I know there's an extra digit in there, but I'll take that off, and I get 3.035 inches. So for the people that are still awake, I then added back on my thickness of my straight edge, and I've got a grand total of 3.07. I've taken that last digit away, 3.07 inches. So I've got that. The reason I was saying it's easier in inches is because I can move this quite accurately, just really just nudging it. I get 3.7. So what I'm doing is I've put my straight edge on here, and then I'm measuring from here to this face, and I've pretty much got it as best as I can, because it's quite hard getting an accurate, one full circle of this, or even half a turn of this, one full turn gives me like too much or not enough. So I think this is pretty much as good as I'm going to get it. So what I'll do is I'll take this off, I'll put this locating pin over here, and I'll stick it in that one there, and then I'll slide this back on, and then job's a good one, I think. Yeah, so what I was doing is, because once you slide this on, this collar here that you screw into the bearing itself, it's quite tight on that input shaft. So you can spin this, but this is solid. But obviously, if I take it back off, I can turn it, like a couple of mil, and then just slide it back on. So what I've managed to do, and another thing as well, you can see here the bellhousing. There's a wee hole there for what would be the clutch fork, but in my case it's going to be the hoses. And I was kind of looking at the gearbox the wrong way around. I've got it up on the bench, but it's pointing the wrong way, sort of thing. So I had the hoses going to come out that way, so they should be coming out this way. So I've spun it round a bit, and I've also taken it off and moved the collar. So I'm just about to check for, that it's going to be 3.7. So yeah, I really just need to get my straight edge in there. I can see already it's probably needing a bit more of adjustment. So what I'll do is I'll take this off. Hang on. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So I've got this sleeve here, you see. If I just turn that slightly, there's a rubber ring inside there, and it's, like I say, it grips that quite well. So I've turned that just a tiny bit, and what I'll do is once I get it back on and kind of half line it up, and let's see where we are. See, that's looking pretty close. I'll need to put the camera down again and check it, but I think that could be almost it. So I think what I'll do is, I've admitted my screw up there, so what I'll do is I'll just stop the video and I'll crack on with this, and then next time I'll be putting the gearbox onto the end of that. Okay. Okay, well, I think that was a success, although I put the gearbox on the jack, and then when I started jacking it, it was all over the place, so I thought, yeah, it's not going to happen. So I just decided to give it a go. It's a bloody heavy thing, I'll tell you that. But obviously I'm so chuffed that the pilot bearing was okay. I wasn't sure if it was in deep enough. Everything was lined up perfect. You've probably seen it in the video. It just slid right in. Once I got the splines lined up, the thing just went straight home. So pleased with that. Let me just flip this round and I'll show you exactly how the release bearing looks now. Okay, so let me just try and get in here. I've got a new light. I'm obviously part of the Ryobi family. Everything's Ryobi. But I've got this light cracking thing. It's so bright. Anyway, let me just show you in here what's going on. If I can get it to focus. Right. Can you see? There we go. So I can't get in there to measure it, but I'm assuming that bearing is 0.125 inches or 3mm away from those forks. I hope that's the case, because I'm not going back in there. So anyway, I'm really pleased with that. So I've never fitted a release bearing like that before. It's always been a clutch fork. And I've never fitted a gearbox before, a manual one. It's always been automatic. So anyway, there we go. Right, transmission done then. So I hope you enjoyed that. I appreciate it was quite a short video, but it's probably going to be one of the last short ones. So it's now in the corner, put a blanket over it, and that's where it'll stay until it's ready to go in the car. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the next one, which is when I take delivery of the kit. So exciting times. Bye bye.